Now let's meet the candidates for SGA Director of Representation. Zach Anglin is a junior risk management insurance major from Charlottesville, Virginia. Rachel Carter is a sophomore computer science major from Athens. Kingston Hall is a sophomore risk management insurance major from Birmingham. And Taylor Holt is a freshman nursing major from Huntsville. Zach, you have 1 minute to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Sarah. Hello, my fellow Trojans. My name is Zach Anglin, and I'm hoping for the opportunity to serve you and Troy University as your Director of Representation. I'm a junior risk management insurance major from Charlottesville, Virginia. Over the past 3 years, I've had one goal in mind during my time at Troy: serve for the betterment of my fellow students while having a positive impact on others' lives. I've tried to achieve this goal by serving with the Student Government Association as a freshman forum representative, a Supreme Court Justice, and most recently, Chief Supreme Court Justice. Through these opportunities, I've gotten the chance to further my development as a better friend, better man, and a greater leader. Those that know me best understand that I value honesty and integrity, but furthermore, embody them. I'm running for the voice of the students of Troy, the voice not only today, but tomorrow and every day. This is why I believe I'm the best candidate for Troy University, not only today, but every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Now, Rachel, you have 1 minute to introduce yourself.
Good evening, fellow Trojans. I'm Rachel Carter, a sophomore computer science major from Athens, Alabama. This is my second year to serve Troy University through SGA. My freshman year, I served as a member of Freshman Forum and now currently serve as a senator for the College of Arts and Sciences. I've also participated in other on-campus activities, such as Student Alumni Association and Greek Life. My goals as Director of Representation include furthering involvement of our international students on campus. I want to encourage all students to participate in the many activities and organizations Troy has to offer. I would also like to see more diversity in Troy's homecoming court with the international students, as they make up a large percentage of our population on campus. I will also push for fairness in all elections and help ensure that all candidates in all elections have the same opportunities. Again, I am Rachel Carter, and I would appreciate your support for SGA Director of Representation. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Now, Kingston, it's your turn to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Sarah. Good evening. My name is Kingston Hall. I am majoring in risk management insurance from Birmingham, Alabama. I am running as your Director of Representation. This is my second year to be on SGA, and I am currently serving as the Director of Elections, which is currently the Assistant to Director of Representation. The current Director of Representation has taught me everything I need to know about this position. While serving as the Director of Elections, I have learned the policies and procedures for administrating all the elections for homecoming court to student elections. Again, my name is Kingston Hall, and it would be an honor to serve you as Director of Representation. Thank you.
Thank you, Kingston. Now, Taylor, it's your turn to introduce yourself.
Good evening. My name is Taylor Holt, a freshman nursing major from Huntsville, Alabama. Over the past semester, I've had the pleasure of serving on Freshman Forum, the freshman branch of the SGA, and that has motivated me to run for this position. My goal is mainly communicating with the students, and I want to do that in 3 different ways. First, I want to make sure everything that is emailed out to students in student elections is correct before it is sent out, so that no confusion happens. Next, I want to implement a database into the election system that shows the variety of voters that participate in the election. Third, I want to make a weekly newsletter that shows every event happening on campus, so that way more students can get involved with our university. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. I have a question that each of you will answer, and you'll answer the question in the reverse of the order in which you introduced yourselves. So, Taylor, the question is to you first. Individuals represent themselves on social media in a positive and/or negative way. Do you think SGA should be concerned about how senators, officers, freshman forum members all represent themselves on social media? Taylor, you are first.
I think we definitely need to be concerned on how we portray ourselves on social media, especially senators and those involved in the Student Government Association. We are direct representatives of this university, and it is very known that we are those representatives. And people look up to us to represent the university in a positive way. I think it is very important that we show our love for Troy University, as well as we show good intentions for Troy University as well. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Taylor. Now, Kingston Hall, let's hear your answer to the same question.
Sarah, can you repeat the question?
Individuals represent themselves on social media in positive and or negative ways. Do you think SGA should be concerned about how the senators, officers, freshman forum members, and others represent themselves on social media?
Yes, I do. It's really a good thing that we should represent ourselves as positive things because we are serving Troy University and other students, and we don't want to have a bad reputation towards about SGA or other organizations because it makes SGA look bad, and that's something that's not acceptable through Troy University or SGA. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Kingston. Rachel, let's hear your answer to that question.
Sarah, do you mind repeating the question, please?
Individuals represent themselves on social media in positive and or negative ways. Do you think SGA should be concerned about how the senators, officers, freshman forum members, and alike represent themselves on social media?
Thank you. Absolutely. Social media is a huge part of today's society, especially with people our age. So I feel like as a representative of Troy University through SGA, the spotlight is on you. Everyone is looking to you to be an example for Troy University. So what you put on social media, others are going to notice. And even if it gets deleted, someone saw it. So nothing you put on social media is a secret. It's out there for the world to see. So it's very important to have a positive image on social media because, as I said, you represent SGA and Troy University as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. And Zach, you get to answer that question.
I definitely think it's important. Social media has revolutionized the way you communicate with people. That can be in a good way or a bad way. You can use that tool as a good way, but many times people use it and misuse it, use it as a bad way. Representatives of Troy University, you're the face for the university, you're the voice for students. If you're not using that in the best way possible, then I think that's definitely something we need to look at, something we need to change. We need to police the way the voice is told to the students, told to the internet, told to everybody that looks at that. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Zach. For your second question, each candidate has an individual question to answer. Our candidates drew sealed envelopes containing the questions before the program. Again, we'll reverse the order of respondents. So, Zach, your question is, if elected to this position, how do you plan on working toward active representation of all students and working in that role toward making that representation count?
That's something we need to look at. If I'm elected, we definitely need to get more students involved. The way that we do that is try to mend the divide between the student government and the students. I think in years past, we're getting towards bettering this, but in years past, the divide between students and the people in student government has not been there. There hasn't been a fluid relationship between the students and the senators and the executive board there. I think we definitely need to look at better ways we do that. One way is give voice to every student, Greek, non-Greek, athletes, non-athletes, more importantly, international students. Like other candidates said earlier tonight, that is the majority of our campus. If you're not giving the voice to the majority of the campus, then we're obviously doing something wrong. And that's something we need to look at and change. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Zach. Rachel, your question is, in observing past elections and this election, what are some ways you would improve the process for the candidates?
Some way I would improve would be a longer campaign period. I feel like some candidates don't have the same opportunity as others with jobs and other extracurricular activities to get around to meet all the students they need to meet, to discuss their platform, and to make sure that their opinions are spread throughout campus and make sure that they are meeting those students, because we are representatives of our students and we should take into consideration their concerns for how to improve our campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Kingston, your question is, there are several committees of SGA, such as homecoming and traffic appeals, where the officer in charge of those committees select the members. Do you feel there is a better way to select committee members?
Yes, I do. I think they need to go through an interview process to see what they can offer to those committees, because those committees are based off of from us, SGA, and I want to make sure that they can be able to fulfill the job and the needs of the students. Thank you.
Thank you, Kingston. And Taylor, your question is, In observing past elections and this election, what are some ways you would improve the process for the voter?
In serving past elections, I feel that there is a better way to communicate with the students so that no confusion happens. And I want to do that with my goal of making sure that everything is correct on the online ballot before it is sent out to students. So that way every candidate has a fair chance. And so students don't receive 5 million emails at 8 o'clock in the morning. I also want to implement a database into the election system to show the variety of voters that participate in each election. We can use that percentage for like Greeks, independents, and internationals to reach out to these students to maybe get them to vote more and include them in other campus events. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. Let's thank all of our candidates for SGA Director of Representation: Zach Anglin, Rachel Carter, Kingston Hall, and Taylor Holt.